Conservation is not just about big, fluffy species, it's also about protecting the weird and wonderful. In this episode of RZSS Goes Wild, we're off to Brazil to discover one of the world's most ancient mammals, an armoured giant that digs burrows 5 metres deep but still manages to walk around daintily on its tiptoes. Intrigued? You should be. Let's dive into the mysterious world of the giant armadillo. As well as being actively involved in conservation research and management, the Royal Zoological Society of Scotland Conservation Department also provides core support to conservation projects overseas. Today, we'll be focusing on our partners at the Institute for the Conservation of Wild Animals in Brazil, who run the Giant Armadillo Conservation Project. The Institute for the Conservation of Wild Animals is run by Dr. Arno de Bier. This amazing team works across 3 large regions of Brazil, the Pantanal, the Cerrado, and the Atlantic Forest, all of which are home to the giant armadillo, as well as many other amazing species. The word armadillo comes from the Spanish for little armoured one. They may be armoured, but giant armadillos are anything but little, growing to roughly the size of a pig.
Here we have with us today an adult male giant armadillo. His name is Richard, and you can see him here right now and the main characteristics of this dinosaur-looking species. Look at these big claws, which are 14 centimeters, and they use these to rip open termite mounds and ant nests, and then they use these big back paws to shovel out the sand.
Those big claws come in super handy for tearing open termite mounds to get to the tasty termites inside. But they're also strong enough for the giant armadillos to walk around on. Giant armadillos are threatened by human activities such as hunting, fire, and as victims of roadkill. One of the challenges facing those trying to conserve them is the fact that we just don't know that much about their ecology and behaviour. But Arno and his team have been working really hard over the past 10 years to change all that. Being nocturnal and spending most of the day in burrows, giant armadillos are very hard to study. Using radio tracking and camera traps, Arno and his team have learned a huge amount about the home range size, habitat requirements, and reproductive behaviour of these incredible animals.
We have learned more about the species' reproduction. The gestation period is 5 months. They only have a single pup at a time. And the interbirth rate, which means the time between births, is over 3 years. So you can imagine that a species that only reaches sexual maturity when it's 8 years of age, only has a single pup every 3 years, is very susceptible to any threat.
Arno and his team also do a huge amount of education and outreach work with local communities, which is really important as most people have never seen this elusive animal.
We are learning so much about this species, but we need to share this knowledge. We need to infect people with our passion for this animal. So we have really set out to work with the public, in schools, with different stakeholders, landowners, to tell them the story of the giant armadillos and help them through giant armadillos try to protect the habitat and mitigate as many threats as possible.
The team's work has also shown that armadillos are a really important ecosystem engineer, providing habitat for numerous other species. And we'll come back to that in a future episode of RZSS Goes Wild. But it doesn't stop there. The team also runs the Armadillos and Honey project, which is aimed at reducing conflict between the beekeepers trying to make honey and the armadillos who want to eat their bees. And they run the Anteaters and Highways project, which focuses on another mysterious giant of Brazil, the giant anteater, which is at massive risk of roadkill across its range. Just like the rest of us, Arno and his team are currently in lockdown in Brazil because of the COVID-19 crisis, but he sent a special message for RZSS Goes Wild viewers.
I am sending this message today from my home. We also here in Brazil are under lockdown, and basically all the project field activities have been put to a stop. All the staff is safe, we're all doing well, but we are all working from our homes now due to the pandemic. Even under lockdown, we're making lots of progress and new discoveries. putting together the data and bringing together some strong analysis of some of the work we've been doing for 10 years now, thanks to your support. I want to thank all of you, members of RZSS, staff of RZSS, and visitors to the Edinburgh Zoo and Highland Wildlife Park for continuing to support the Royal Zoological Society of Scotland and its mission to save species across the world.
As Arno says, zoo visitors are super important in helping us support projects like his that not only conserve species, but also employ lots and lots of local people. Whenever you come and visit our giant anteater, Nala, and her new pup, Serafino, at Edinburgh Zoo, you're helping save threatened species in the wild. Obviously, you can't visit our zoos right now, but you can still help conserve species by clicking the link below or above, depending on where you're watching, and donating whatever you can to the RZSS conservation team. In the next episode, we'll be looking at an ecosystem engineer that lives much closer to home, right here in Scotland. That's right, we are going to be talking beavers. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you then.